Welcome to the restaurant revolution of 2026. Imagine running a kitchen where every burger, every side of fries, every delivery order is predicted before the customer even clicks order. On one side of the industry, operators are still reacting to every rush with scrambled prep, wasted food, and bloated labor costs. On the other side, a new breed of data-driven operator knows the rush is coming at 6:47 p.m. and is already ready for it. That is the power of restaurant demand forecasting, and in 2026, it has evolved from a nice-to-have experiment into a core, margin-saving capability. Today, we're going to show you exactly how it works, why the old methods break down, and what the modern system looks like from data all the way to decision. Let's dive in. Here is the question that drives the whole story. How can a restaurant accurately predict what guests will order, when they will order it, through which channel, and what that means for inventory, prep, and staffing? That question matters because forecasting demand is fundamentally different from forecasting sales. Sales tell you dollars, demand tells you units to serve. And that distinction is everything. If Friday rain and a local concert push guests away from the patio and into delivery, the restaurant does not just need a revenue estimate. It needs the right hot hold items ready, the right packaging prepped, the right expo runner deployed, and fewer people assigned to the patio. In 2026, with food costs stubbornly elevated and customers bouncing between dine-in, pickup, and delivery, forecasting has become the ultimate operational edge. We are not talking about predicting 200 covers tonight. We are talking about 87 burger orders, 34 with extra cheese, 23 via delivery between 6 and 8 p.m., requiring 4 expo runners. That is the granularity that protects margins. So why do most forecasting efforts crash and burn? The answer starts with the data foundation. POS tickets carry wrong timestamps, inventory counts never sync with ordering systems, and delivery orders get double counted across platforms. It is like trying to build a house on quicksand. Then the methods themselves are stuck in the past. That seasonal need forecast might work for a stable cafe, but it cannot handle weather shocks, concert surges, or promotional impacts. Add in comps, voids, refunds, menu item churn, and the model starts learning noise instead of true demand signals. The third failure is the most costly. Forecasts live inside spreadsheets that never connect to actual decisions. You predict you need 120 pounds of chicken, but does that automatically flow into your purchase order? Does it adjust your fry station staffing? Almost never. The gap between prediction and action is where billions are lost every year. Over-forecasting creates mountains of spoilage and bloated labor. Under-forecasting means stockouts, brutal ticket times, and angry guests. Both outcomes crush the wafer-thin margins that define this industry. Now for the breakthrough approach. Modern forecasting is not one algorithm, it is an end-to-end system architecture. You start by building a single source of truth, transaction-level POS data with timestamps, modifiers, voids, and refunds, inventory counts that automatically decrement, labor punches, and external feeds like weather, holidays, and local events. Then you engineer features that capture what actually drives demand: day-of-week patterns, rolling averages, lag signals, promo depth, weather interactions, and event proximity flags. Critically, anomalies like catering spikes or stockout periods are tagged so the model does not learn the wrong pattern. For the models themselves, you use a hybrid approach matched to context. Exponential smoothing handles stable, predictable seasonality. Gradient-boosted trees capture nonlinear promotional and weather effects. Deeper architectures like temporal fusion transformers power multi-horizon forecasts at enterprise scale. The magic is in hierarchical reconciliation, ensuring item-level predictions roll up perfectly to category, store, and chain totals. Every forecast is validated through walk-forward testing, bias checks, and direct business KPI tracking. This is not theoretical. It is a production-grade pipeline with versioned features, automated retraining, and built-in explainability, so operators actually trust the numbers. What the research consistently shows is both intuitive and powerful. The best forecast is the one aligned with the decision it is meant to improve. Hourly forecasts support shift deployment and cook-to-hold timing. Day-ahead forecasts drive schedules and prep plans. Weekly forecasts power supplier orders and purchasing. Longer horizons help with menu cycles, budgets, and capacity planning. Granularity must be actionable. Forecasting every single SKU every 15 minutes may generate noise, but forecasting at the lowest level, where someone will actually pull a lever, creates real value. And external drivers change everything. Add promotional flags, weather interactions, and event proximity signals, and suddenly the model can learn the conditional demand shifts that traditional approaches miss entirely. When Chili's improved forecast accuracy by 20%, it translated into 600 labor hours saved per week across their national chain. When Wingstop deployed 15-minute granular forecasts in their smart kitchen, customer wait times dropped roughly in half. The breakthrough is not just predictive power. It is decision fit, hierarchical reconciliation, and measurable operational usefulness tracked through real business KPIs, not just model accuracy scores. Here is where the rubber meets the road, turning forecasts into profit across every corner of the operation. Your forecast says you will need 3,920 wings next week. That flows into a dynamic parse calculation, factoring in average usage between deliveries plus safety stock for lead time risk. That becomes a purchase order respecting supplier case packs, 110 pounds ordered precisely, not a guess. Meanwhile, your hourly forecast reveals an 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. lunch peak and a 6 to 8 p.m. delivery surge, so you staff accordingly, adding front of house at lunch and expo and packaging support for delivery. In the kitchen, item-level forecasts drive batch sizes so you prep just enough, cutting waste while avoiding 86s. And because over-forecasting creates spoilage, while under-forecasting creates lost sales and brutal wait times, accuracy improvements show up directly in waste percentage, fill rate, labor cost, and guest satisfaction scores. This is why forecasting is both a margin tool and a sustainability tool. It reduces unnecessary food waste while protecting service quality. The ROI math is clear. A typical restaurant loses 4 to 10% of food cost to waste. Better forecasting can slash that by 30 to 50%. At scale, operators consistently see full payback in months, not years. We are witnessing a fundamental paradigm shift. Restaurant forecasting has evolved from a back-office spreadsheet exercise into a frontline competitive weapon and a continuously governed operating system. The old way was reactive. You saw a rush, you scrambled. The new way is predictive and soon prescriptive. You know the rush is coming at 6:47 p.m., you have already prepped for it, and the system is auto-adjusting your hot hold station and expo staffing in real time. In 2026, real-time demand sensing powered by kitchen IoT signals is already operational at leading chains. Rigorous MLOps pipelines monitor for data drift and run champion-challenger model testing continuously. The systems auto-adjust operations dynamically within guardrails that human managers define and control. Looking ahead, the direction is clear. More causal reasoning, systems that understand not just that rain drives delivery, but why specific menu items surge, and prescriptive engines that recommend or automatically adjust orders and staffing. But here is the key. This is not about removing humans. It is about augmenting them. Your general manager's local knowledge, knowing that the high school playoff game changes everything, is now codified as a feature, not forgotten in a notebook. The competitive bar is rising fast. The question is no longer whether to adopt this capability. It is how quickly you can build it before you are left behind. So what is your action plan? First, stop trying to transform everything at once. Pick one high-impact decision, either tomorrow's prep plan or next week's purchase order, and baseline your current waste or stock-out rate today. Run a data readiness audit. Are your POS timestamps consistent? Are modifiers captured? Do you have inventory integration? Then launch a controlled pilot. Shadow your new forecast against the old approach for 4 weeks before letting it drive real decisions. When you are ready to expand, choose tools that connect directly to purchasing and scheduling systems, not standalone predictions that sit in a dashboard no one acts on. And critically, build trust through transparency. Train your managers on when to override the model, require reason codes when they do, and publish simple notes explaining what changed after every model update. The restaurants that will thrive in 2026 and beyond are the ones that treat forecasting as an end-to-end operating system, not a one-time analytics project. Clean multi-channel data, hybrid models matched to each decision, continuous monitoring, and tight integration with operations. Start with one use case, measure it carefully, earn trust on the floor, and then scale. Better forecasts do not just predict demand, they create a better-run restaurant. Like and subscribe for more helpful videos like this. Connect with Forks for the experienced accounting professionals your restaurant needs. Details in description below.